So, right now, I guess this is pretty poor video quality. I mean, I'm still recording with my new phone. It's really dark outside, and I'm recording while I'm driving, and so there's probably also a lot of background noise. But, yeah, I figure, it's like a day later, and I have some spare time now, because I'm driving back home, and I figured there's no better time than the present, right? To just create some content related to anything that's on my mind. There's a lot of things I can discuss, whether it be something related to tech, software development, finance, financial literacy, things like college, or like my time as both an undergrad and graduate student, or even more just like my current job. Although I will say, for the sake of having some privacy, I won't divulge everything related to my job or my employment, right? It's nice to keep some separation from what I disclose to just the public. But yeah, I think something on my mind is just going back to what I was saying before with regards to like YouTubes that, not that I aspire to them, but that have provide some form of inspiration. I think it all actually like really just goes back to I don't know if he's as popular, as well known now, but there's Charles Trippy, and so he was one of the first YouTubers I actually started to follow, because he actually was one of the first YouTubers, and I think he still holds a record for this, Guinness World Record for this. But essentially what he did was he created a YouTube video every day since the inception of his YouTube channel. And I'm not sure, like I said, if that's still true. I know he did win, or was awarded a Guinness World Record, whatever you would call like diploma, certificate, for having, I guess, made that accomplishment or achievement. But the very idea of vlogging, I think, was made popular as a result of his actions. And since then, there's been a wave of sort of like amateurish, I used that word yesterday as well, amateurish video content that's been produced and shared on YouTube. And I think the person who brought it to the next level, and I think it was a few years ago that we saw him also do something similar to what Charles Trippy did, where he posted a vlog every day, but just of a higher quality. Was Casey, I believe it's Casey Neistat. But yeah, ultimately, I just want to bring those people up because I figure I spoke, or I talked to certain things that were on my mind related to like YouTube channels that I sort of want to benchmark myself against. But I also want to create some clarity as to like my motivation and just things I've seen within the community. And then yeah, and in terms of like content and stuff that I can produce, I mean, I can really talk about anything like the financial literacy, because I am a licensed CPA. Not that it gives me credibility in any way, but I do frequent a lot of the subreddits related to financial independence, real estate investing, a lot of things related to like investing in general, to be quite honest, just because during undergrad and graduate school, I did focus a lot of my time on, I guess, the capital markets, doing research primarily related to like fixed income. So like that's bonds and debt, corporate issued debt specifically. There is sovereign debt, but that wasn't my area. I was once again focused in the tech sector. So yeah, that's actually, now that I think about it, what was the actual acronym for my industry when I did follow fixed income securities? Telecom, tech, yeah, I'll have to look that up. Yeah, it's another thing that's great about sort of like sort of recording myself in short blurbs. It gives me that sort of flexibility to like come back and correct myself. And that's another thing I want to just make clear up front. As I get better at creating content, I also want to say that it's not that I don't want to be held accountable to what I say, like in past videos, but I think it's human nature to really want to sort of hold people to things they've said in the past. But I think that's wrong because honestly, you know, as we get more information or as we obtain new data, I think it should be acceptable for people to change their opinion in the same way, like in research or in the field of like any general science really. As we obtain new information, you know, we acknowledge that we were wrong in the past, and so we move forward from there with this new information, and yeah, just allow ourselves to be wrong for the sake of just progress, right? I mean, if it weren't for that sort of concept, which I'm not really articulating that well, we would still think the Earth was the center of the universe, right? And it's clearly not. So yeah, so up front, if there is anything I do say that I don't know, maybe even isn't PC, or actually even more interesting, isn't considered acceptable in the future, right? I mean, like think with The Office, right? Things that are like plot lines in The Office that were popular back then or were acceptable to talk about back then are actually you know, they're pretty borderline now. Now I think about it. But yeah, same principle applies. I see that I've hit over the 5-minute mark. Yeah, and so I think the next video will be about financial literacy investing, because I do want to speak to things I've seen on channels such as obviously like David Ramsey, and then as of recently Stephen Graham. I think honestly one of the easiest ways for me to create content will just be to criticize other channels. Critiques are their own sort of area within YouTube, and I feel like it's very easy to criticize others because I mean a lot of what people say is a matter of opinion. Well, because there is no true like right answer a lot of the time, and I there are times where I agree, but at the same time times where I definitely disagree with what others have said, and it's literally because there's a difference between you know what is practical and what is not even just practical actually. It's actually like difference between like what's better for someone like in the short term or long term. But yeah, decision making itself is a tough thing to you know, decision making in life in general is tough. Yeah. Anyway, I'm over the time limit. I will create more content tomorrow, and we will see how this goes as I move forward.